I love being in the studio. I come into the studio and everything else just kind of goes away. I know it sounds like dead cheesy, but it's the truth. I do feel that my studio is just where I need to be all the time. There's just no better feeling than just mixing up a load of paint and putting the headphones on and just dancing and creating and making a mess until your husband comes in and like scares the bejesus out of you. You give him the death stare. Obviously, only way forward. And then he makes it all up by saying lovely things about the stuff you're creating. What'd you do? You forgive him. Got glitter everywhere. It's a bloody nightmare. Use you to put my hair up. I know I'm disorganised this today. I don't know what's going on. I had such grand plans. You know that way where you just go, right, today's the day. Is that somewhat acceptable? Oh, this one's stuck. This is not finished. Obviously. Okay, there's bits about it I like, as always. But this one is getting an overhaul. Right. I think looking through like my sketchbooks and, you know, doing the sketchbook tour helped in a lot of ways. You're very aware of your progress. You know, you want to see progress. You want to kind of make conscious decisions. Really get in there, I think. I think this is just what it's needed. Oh, I've got my hair. I've just got it everywhere. The problem is with long hair, anyone with long hair know this, right? It just gets everywhere, doesn't it? Let's blend it out. Blend it out. Blend. Blend. I think that's a bit better. This bit needs to sort of mooch down a bit more kind of rough and ready. Yeah, love that. I'm gonna wash my hands. So I think from last week's video, which was the epic sketchbook tour, I found that when I've been looking over my work, there has been some sort of miscommunication between my ideas, how I want to say things, the ideas that I want to kind of progress, and the act of actually, you know, doing it on a larger scale, on a more substantial piece. There's been that kind of lacking. It is happening somehow. So I'm doing all the work, I'm just not bringing it together. So for example, here are some of the sketchbooks I'm currently working on. And these ones are kind of permanently by my chair downstairs. One moment, I'm dead parched. Oh, this is an alcoholic. FYI. I put it in a wine glass because it makes me seem more grown up. It's actually quite nice. It's rhubarb and ginger. You know those rhubarb and custard sucky sweets? That's what it tastes like. We're really getting into my black sketchbook. So I'm delighted with that because I've got 4 of these. This is the 4th, well, 1 of 4. And I'm looking at them going, oh, what do I do? Anyway, really been getting into my abstract. Like chrome pen to kind of signify glitter. I think on black paper, they're just working out absolutely beautiful. Really quite happy about things that I'm doing. And there's one in here particularly that oh, here we are, look at that one. So I'm thinking about doing that one on a much larger scale. I know I'm talking 2 canvases together, large. So I'm loving that one. Oh, so delicious. These, by the way, are acrylic pens. Love. Got bloody glitter everywhere. Honestly, it's literally everywhere. It migrates. I've been kind of taking the idea of trees and abstracting them more. And this is kind of what I do of an evening. Me trying to play with that blue again. I'm not really a fan of that one. My favourite one is that one in the black book. Delish. That's kind of what I've been doing of an evening when I'm kind of tired of the studio. To be fair, I haven't really been in the studio the last few weeks. I've had a lot going on, as we all do. Nothing new there. It's kind of just taking me away a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap these over, let this one dry. I'm going to start on this bad boy. I got it somewhere that I really liked it, and then obviously I ruined it. Well, I say ruined it, I just overdid it. That's all right, it's what it is. I'm going to put this on the wall to dry. Now I want a red, a really, really bright red. I want to be more abstract. I want to kind of flirt with the line of being representational and abstract. I kind of want to blur those boundaries slightly. It's a tricky little thing, isn't it? I'll be honest, I'll be perfectly honest. Been really struggling with my work of late, you know? Really kind of trying to crowbar things together. Have an idea, but not actually doing it properly. It's an odd place to be going, I know it's in there somewhere. It's so frustrating when you know what you want, you just don't know how to get there. And it's like everything you try and do thinking, oh, that's going to make a difference. And you don't. You always end up looking on your work like, yeah, it's good, but it's not there yet. And this other thing that I've had to tell myself, which you might find quite odd, you cannot expect one single piece to encompass all that you want to say and how you want to say it. I think you need to let a single piece kind of just be that piece, you know? You just need to let it do its thing. I get moments like this where I find certain level of freedom. It's kind of like, I'll say another word, but you get the thingy. It's like bucket, isn't it? It's like, let's just bucket it and do it. See what happens. Is it just me? Am I alone? A lot of the time I do just kind of come on here and just chat to you guys, which is a nightmare for editing because obviously I can chat. So this is getting somewhere. Don't know where that is. I saw this landscape painting and it had like this amazing red sky. I think it was on Instagram. This kind of came out of that one. Absolutely beautiful it was. It's days like this that I love because I just do it. I love it. I've got a delivery of glitter coming today because I ran out. I didn't sit around idle. I did, in fact, get some stuff done. One of the things, I think I mentioned it at some point, really getting into flowers. I like the idea of doing massive flowers, and it was slightly inspired by the glitter piece. So, this is acrylic pen. And I just did this, sat on my chair, just chilling. Don't know whether I've done any in the small raw talons. I did a couple. This one was just in pencil, not really a fan of that one, but I did it and it was all fabulous. It is what it is, isn't it? You just got to do it. And obviously, my new fabulous favourite, what's that in there then? Oh, it's a page that's been split in half. Anyway, two of them are going to inspire this bad boy. So this is the first one. This one looks more like coral. Trying to throw a bit of background in that one. This one is going to inspire this one. So where's my black sketchbook? They need to be bigger. Like this one's quite a good size, but it needs to be bigger, I think. It's giving me coral. I'm not happy with the colours. These maybe to be pink, maybe. I'll have to wait though until it's dry. Didn't really get that far. Ended up having to rub most of it off anyway. But I did start these little things, planning out the colour, and then what I've done is mixed all the colour up. It was a bit of an odd week this week, I get it. It was a bit sort of all over the place, but it is what it is, you know? When you're trying to balance life and everything else, unfortunately, it can get a bit messy, and I think the last few weeks have been really, really messy for me. Just to try and get stuff done. I'm getting there. Slowly, but I'm happy with this direction. I quite like the flowers. I think there's something quite indoorsy about them, especially when I start to kind of get back into still life, which I am. I'll update you anyway. I like to get a finished piece for you. I like to get a finished piece done. But, you know, creativity doesn't fit into a schedule. Not for me anyway. Some people really like to be quite structured and have set times and everything. I just can't function like that. I can't create. My best ideas aren't born out of that kind of schedule. It's organic for me, which, as you can imagine, makes it a bit of a nightmare when doing stuff like this sometimes.